let's get going. High, medium, medium, low, low. 0.18. I always think of hardware stores when I think of these because I've seen a lot of hardware stores with brown 1895s. I think this version actually installed. Do you think of any hardware stores, Andy, with a fan similar to this? There aren't any in Madison, but I figure you might have seen some traveling.
No, not that I know of. I mean, our local Dorn has a designer. But
right. All the Dorns had designers at one time. Ace has Casablanca Classics. There's a True Value in Zionsville that has these exact fans, and I believe I've seen several other, both Aces and True Values, in my travels with these exact fans in similar brown 1895. I think I've got some sightings videos of such things. Okay. It's not the original canopy, as the astute observer will notice. We robbed it from a Newton. I believe that's...
A Newton. That's
Newton.
a very heavy fan.
Yes. Well, there's a Newton, which is a very posh beige fan.
Newton. French version.
Yeah. Anything with these blades wobbles no matter how good you balance it, and I don't know why that is. The plastic ones, the wood ones. Maybe they just weren't balanced well at the factory. Low, off, high, medium. Medium, low, low, off, high. 0.84, so under the 1 amp rated current. Doesn't seem to be any slower than a 52-inch fan would be. I think the extra 2 inches isn't really doing anything other than possibly moving more air, which is good. If anything, it's a little bit less than the original that we tested earlier. It's a very gentle breeze back here, but I can tell if there's air moving. Medium, medium, low, low, off. I'd like to hang this somewhere, but I can't think of where. I'm wondering if these were in the Ward's catalog. I'd have to look. I know this version was not offered through Sears. It was clearly offered through local hardware stores. But many of the things that were offered through local hardware stores were words are really hard today. Were also offered through Ward's. And Penny's, probably. Sears was the only catalog that had their own distinctive line of Emersons. also predates the textured brown, which is interesting because the Casablanca Classics are textured brown. I thought they predated this. So I'm guessing the reverse switch is on top. Is this it? Yep. There we go. High, medium, low, second low. Okay, now for the real fun. Actually, it doesn't look half bad with that Newton canopy, surprisingly. It was just the first brown bell canopy that I saw that was currently unattached. Okay, so let's start 1 microfarad. 2 microfarads and 2 is enough to make it move. That's 2. 3 is 0.13. 4, 0.17. 5, 0.21. 6, 0.25. 7, 0.29. 8, 0.32. 9, 0.36. 10, 0.39. 11, 0.39. 12, 0.41. 13, 0.43. 14, 0.46. and 0.48. So if you had it on a 5, 10, 15, you get a good range of speeds, I think. 16.5, 17.52, 18.53, 19.55, 57. So the range of speeds on a... No, that's probably too fast for medium high. 21, 0.58, 22, 0.6, 23.61, 4.62, 5.63, skip ahead to 30.67, yeah, so we're not making a huge difference. 35.69, 40.71, the high is 0.85. Okay, let's drop it back. Solid state. Ooh. I got a preview that it's going to be buzzy. Which is interesting because they sold solid state controls for KB55. So now every fan that we test I'm thinking about is a potential candidate for your folks, but this is, I don't think a dark brown fan really goes.
No, that one wouldn't go there.
It's too bad because I really like it.
Yeah. Another potential candidate for my apartment too, of course.
Yeah, that's true for the 6 fans over your bed.
Well, I like to just get like a if there's a foldable 16-foot ladder that I could just keep up there, we could swap them out at the box in the middle of the room every now and then. That'd be a cool testing location, and you get kind of how they look in a residential setting.
You can get a folding extension ladder. So the question is, could you prop an extension ladder against that balcony, and would that give you sufficient access?
Right.
There's actually a folding extension ladder downstairs, I think, in the garage. What did we use last time? My ladder from here?
Yeah. Just getting it up the stairs was a real pain in the rear.
That was an adventure.
Yeah, if there was one like that folded up, that would be...
I don't know of any A-frame ladders that fold.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Okay, this is the very slowest setting on the solid state control, which is 0.08, and it's already starting to go. Okay, that's turning the solid state control off, bypassing it. And then putting it back in the loop. I don't think I've had any other fan start with the solid state control all the way in the lowest setting. Technically I could adjust the low speed trim, but I'm not going to. It's already pretty slow. I'll go an eighth of a turn. But that was a 0.19. Eighth of a turn takes us to 0.16. Very buzzy. 0.37. 0.51. 0.67. 0.75. Still buzzy on high.
Might be one of the buzziest fans I've heard on the solid state.
It really is. I wonder if that's a 16-pole motor. I wonder if KB55s are 16-pole. No, it would surprise me because they're such a great performing motor, and generally speaking, 18-pole motors perform better than 16 in ceiling fans, but all things are possible. I guess I have to take one apart and count the poles. That wind is something else, huh?
Yeah.
I'll remember to switch it back. Any other shots you're going to want to get?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Okay. There we have it. The Emerson, we'll call it a pre-1895. Thanks for watching.